In recent years, the use of slow feeders for dogs has gained a lot of popularity, and slow feeders have proven to be a great tool for promoting healthier eating habits. Welcome back to another native pet video. My name is Emily and this is my dog Chibi. Today we're going to be talking about slow feeders, the benefits of using them, and sharing some of our favorite styles of slow feeders. Slow feeders are bowls that are specifically designed to encourage dogs to eat at a slower pace. Eating at a slower pace has a variety of benefits for your dog's mental and physical well-being. If your dog is anything like Chibi here and they really love food, what can happen is they end up inhaling and gulping down their food really quickly, and this can lead to a range of digestive issues such as bloating, gas, and even potentially life-threatening conditions for larger breeds like gastric torsion, which is commonly known as bloat. Slow feeders effectively slow down the eating process, which forces dogs to take smaller, more manageable bites. This helps to prevent excessive air intake, reduces the risk of choking, and aids in proper digestion. Slow feeders can also contribute positively to weight management by preventing overeating and promoting a healthier eating pace. Just like you and I, if we eat a little bit slower and at a healthier pace, it's better for our gut and digestive systems, and we feel fuller eating less. Slow feeders also offer mental stimulation and enrichment for your dog. They turn mealtime into an interactive puzzle and tap into a dog's natural instinct to forage and search for their food. Providing enrichment like this for your dog can help reduce the likelihood of destructive behaviors that result from boredom and lack of mental stimulation. Adding a slow feeder is definitely not a replacement for play and engagement and quality one-on-one time with your dog, but it can definitely have a positive effect on your dog's overall lifestyle. Personally, I started looking into slow feeders because my dog Chibi is very high food drive, and she absolutely inhales every single meal that she has, and she struggled a lot with weight loss. She had some hip dysplasia that really required her to lose as much weight as possible and stay as lean as possible, so adding a slow feeder really helped with her weight loss progress. I also have a large breed dog that is prone to bloat, so making sure that he was able to eat slowly on a regular basis was also really important. There are so many different types of slow feeders out there, and you really want to make sure that you're finding one that's appropriate for your specific dog based on their size and their eating habits. We've tried a variety of slow feeders over here, and so we're going to go through some of our favorite ones, their pros and cons, and hopefully it can give you a good starting point when you're looking for a slow feeder for your dog. So this first slow feeder that we're going to share is from Sunday Hound. It's 100% safe and made out of materials that are going to be non-toxic and okay for your dog to be eating out of. Some of the things that I really like about this specific slow feeder are it has this suction bottom so that you can stick it to a flat surface, and that makes it a little bit easier for dogs who get really excited about their meals and they end up pushing their bowls around on the flat ground. This type of bottom really prevents that from happening. This specific bowl is a little bit more shallow. You can see that it's just a couple of inches deep, and then the ridges are probably about an inch deep on the inside. So something that's like this size is really good for a smaller breed dog. I tried this one out with my 85-pound Shepherd, and the ridges are a little bit too shallow for him to be able to get access to because his muzzle is so large. This one works really great for my 20-pound dogs. Chibi really enjoys eating out of this one, and the width of the cavities in here makes it really nice for you to spread raw food in and freeze it and use it as somewhat of a lick mat. They're also an appropriate size for dropping in kibble for smaller breed dogs. Here is another silicone bowl that I really like. It's similar to the last one in that it has this suction bottom. This one has more of a honeycomb pattern on the inside. And sorry if you can see dog hair on this. It's the reality of living with 3 dogs. What I really like about the pattern for this one is that, first of all, the ridges are a little bit deeper, so it's okay for a larger dog to use. The honeycomb pattern makes sort of different little compartments. You can put your supplements in a certain compartment. You can break up the different types of food that you're giving. So if you're mixing up raw and kibble, it's easy to sort of portion that out. So this one works really great for both smaller or larger dogs, and if you're giving a variety of different types of food or supplements to sort of portion out together. On a hot summer's day, you can also utilize this sort of like an ice cube tray. So I like to use some bone broth, pour it into the individual cavities in here, and then freeze some delicious hydrating treats for my dogs. This next bowl is made out of a different material, so if you prefer to have something more like a ceramic bowl, this one is called the Bandit bowl, and they're handmade ceramic bowls that have these ridges in them that make it so that your dog can slow down in eating. And this specific size is the one that I ordered for my 20-pound dogs. One of the downsides to the ceramic one is that because it's custom made stoneware, the bottom is just flat ceramic and it doesn't have any of that suction ability that some of the silicone ones have. So a bowl like this would go really well with a silicone mat or some sort of rubberized bottom to prevent your dog from pushing it around too much when they're eating. If you're looking for something a little bit more challenging, this type of bowl is sort of like a lick mat with a little bit of a curvature to it. So you can see that the bottom is rounded, and on a hard surface, it'll wobble around if your dog presses on it. The inside doesn't have as deep of ridges as some of the other examples that I showed you, so this would be really good for freezing a fresh or a raw food. For kibble, it doesn't really work quite as well. The kibble pieces are just sort of sitting around in there and your dog can still get to them with just a little bit of added movement of the bowl. So this is something that I would really like to use if I'm feeding something that I can freeze or something that's spreadable. It does make your dog sort of think in a different way. So this unique shape is good for that mental stimulation part of things. This next one has got a really fun design, and it's another silicone slow feeder. It's pretty flat, as you can see. This one is a little bit more suitable again for a smaller dog. You can see that the design of this has the suction cups on the bottom and these little flower petals on the top part of it. This one gives a little bit of a snuffle mat experience where the kibble would go underneath these petals and your dog has to sort of forage through the different petals and sniff out how to get them. So I don't think that this slow feeder is necessarily great for feeding raw food or fresh food or spreading stuff to freeze it, as much as it is really useful for having kibble sort of hidden underneath these parts that your dog would have to forage for. One of the things that I ran into with my larger breed dog was that a lot of slow feeders out there are designed for smaller mouths. I was able to find this slow feeder that has deeper ridges. So you can see this bowl, again, is made of silicone. I like that the pattern is not too intricate for a larger breed dog, so I can put his different types of food in here. But because of the depth of these ridges, which is, I would say, about 1.5 inches deep, it makes it easier for a larger breed dog to enjoy this type of slow feeder. This last slow feeder is sort of like a jack of all trades. It's a combination lick mat and slow feeder. There's 2/4 of this square that I think are more designed for having food. So these thicker sections, you could either drop your kibble in here or spread some of your fresh or raw food. And then these opposite corners and the shallower sections are really good for spreadables. So I really like putting our pumpkin powder in this area. I just mix it with some water and it turns into a puree, and it's spreadable for this honeycomb section. You can also put something like Greek yogurt, and I like that it has the lick mat combined with sections that you can put food in. There are so many different types of slow feeders out there and various different ways that you can utilize them. Some people just like to use slow feeders for added enrichment. For example, if they want to give their dog something frozen or a lick mat to enjoy while they're on a conference call. Other people may choose to use slow feeders to feed every single meal if their dog eats too fast and needs to slow down. You can use your specific use cases and your dog's eating habits and size to choose the best slow feeder for your pup. Thanks so much for watching. We hope this video was helpful for those of you who are researching slow feeders and considering different options for feeding your dog. Leave any questions you may have about slow feeders in the comments below. We'll see you next time.